according to NBC, a second batch of classified documents was found in a separate location from the first batch that we reported on Monday. The documents are top secret. They were first discovered on November the 2nd, just 6 days before the midterms, but for some reason, we're only hearing about them right now. Joining us now for a reaction, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee and ranking member of the Reform Committee, Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Congressman, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Okay, in the last 4 days, Congressman, CBS News, NBC News have broke these stories. That can't be random. Do you think part of this is about maybe pushing out the big guy ahead of the 2024 election?
I think that could be it. I think they could have a disgruntled employee who is starting to work with media outlets to expose the cover-up and the corruption within this administration. But either way, this is good news for the American people. We're starting to see the true two-tier system of justice at Merrick Garland's Department of Justice. The way they have treated former President Trump with respect to classified documents versus how they're currently treating Joe Biden, it's a joke. I mean, there's no consistency here. They're clearly out to get Donald Trump. He has done, by all accounts, the exact same thing that Joe Biden has done. Could be by mistake, but at the end of the day, they raided Mar-a-Lago. They took the security cameras. They went in and searched every room, including Melania's closet at Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
And here with Joe Biden, we have two different locations that had classified documents. We never would have found out about it had investigative reporters not broken the stories at two different networks. And for all we know, no one has searched either premise. No one has asked for the security cameras. No one has even interviewed to see who all had access to all of these different locations over the past 6 years. It's very concerning, and this is why we're doing the special task force, special select committee on the weaponization of the Department of Justice.
Yeah, I want to get to that. You're right, though. It does seem like whenever it's Donald Trump, it's Watergate. Whenever it's Joe Biden, it's nothing to see here. Karine Jean-Pierre was asked about the differences between the Trump documents and the Biden documents yesterday. Take a listen.
How can President Biden be trusted moving forward with America's secrets?
Because his lawyers, his team did the right thing.
But he had a closet with classified
his lawyers
information in
did
it
the
that
right
they found. How did it get there?
He was surprised that the records were there. He spoke to this personally. He was surprised that the records were there, and when his lawyers found out and his team found out that they were there, they turned it over to their archives, and now it's being reviewed by the Department of Justice.
Okay, so I'll add to that. How does Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, even move forward with prosecuting Donald Trump, given what we know now?
You know, this was going to be a big part of their scheme to get Donald Trump, to prevent him from running for re-election.
Right.
In the next presidential election. Joe Biden's done the same thing, and probably worse. You know, just because Jean-Pierre says that there were only 10 documents at the first location, that doesn't mean a thing to me. You know, just because she said, well, the lawyers found it and they did the right thing and they turned it over. Well, why didn't they disclose that on November 2nd when they turned it over? We don't know what really happened here. We don't know how many documents there were. For all we know, there could be triple the number of documents that Donald Trump had.
Yeah.
I mean, this story does not make sense. The White House is involved in another cover-up. Thankfully, somebody on the inside, either because they want to get rid of Joe Biden or because they're disgruntled, is feeding the media bits and pieces of this cover-up. And this is why the House Oversight Committee has launched this investigation to determine what really happened.
Yeah, this is either worse than what Donald Trump did or it's the exact same thing. How concerned are you about the Penn Biden Center in Washington? That's where these documents were found. Stone's throw away from the Chinese embassy. China made several anonymous donations, right around $30 million to the center over a 2-year period. So they basically paid for this office where these documents were found. Donald Trump's documents were found behind lock and key in a private office at his house in Florida, protected by the Secret Service. How are they even similar?
They're not. And I'm very concerned about the Biden Penn Center. There's a money trail from the Biden front steps all the way to China. And it's an anonymous donations from China, whether you're talking about wire transfers to Hunter Biden's shady LLCs from anonymous sources in China, to the Biden Center from anonymous sources in China, to the artwork that Hunter Biden has sold to anonymous sources in China. I mean, this is something every American should be concerned about. This is why we're investigating President Joe Biden. We are concerned that he is compromised because of the millions of dollars that he has received and his family has received from anonymous sources in China.
Yeah. Kentucky Congressman James Comer, great to see you again. Keep us posted. Thank you.
Thank you.